Us at today's post-match press conference following Austin FC's 2-1 win over San Diego FC. Before we begin, quick housekeeping note, as custom. Tonight's attendance of 20,738 marks the 73rd consecutive MLS home sellout for Austin FC, which extends the league's longest active streak. Before we go to media questions, Nico, we'll begin with your thoughts on the match.
Well, a hard game as we knew it. San Diego was the last unbeaten team in the West for a reason. They've created a good roster, really well coached by Mikey, and really good staff. And I think they're finding their identity and the idea very quick early in the season on the ball side, and we knew that we could exploit the transitions moments, the space behind the backline, their backline, and overall happy for the win, because at the end of the day, winning it's really important and put us in a good position. Winning 2 games in a row is also good, but we know we have to keep getting better, keep progressing. I think. We couldn't find moments to move the team up when we were defending, and then when we had the ball, the moments that we tried that what we planned, we created a really good breaking lines, building ups that allow us to create chances. And you can see there, even though that we didn't have the ball, and it was San Diego, we had a 2.6 expected goals. That is pretty high, and I think this kind of games, if you close the game scoring the 3rd goal, and you can come the 4th goal, it changes a little bit and give a little bit more confidence to the team. But we are happy with the result. I think that we can play much better than the way that we are playing so far. But it's the process of building a new team.
Thank you, Nico. We'll go now to questions from the media. Eric, I saw your hand up first, so go ahead and start us.
Yeah, Nico, you mentioned you guys think you can play better. Thanks. Apart from maybe a couple of finishing and maybe decision making on the counterattacks that didn't go your way, it could have been 4 or 5 goals at a certain point. Did you expect that the team would be so comfortable playing deep, playing on the counterattack, and is that something you think you can be dangerous at in the future?
Yeah, as I said, when I was signing my press conference, we were talking about what identity the team can have, and I said it's on the players too, because I can be someone that thinks that we have to high press, as I've done it before, but maybe we have players that feel more comfortable no high pressing. I can say, okay, we have to put crosses because we think the forwards are good on that, but they're good on into spaces also. And then I think we're finding a really good way to create quality chances. I always like to talk about quality chances, and it is 2 ways that I think we can do it, is on transition and also from build-up, drawing opponents' pressure in order to break lines to attack the space behind their opponent backline. If there are teams that want to high press, like LA, like San Diego, it's kind of like easier. It is now how we have to learn how to do it against teams like maybe San Luis, that maybe their approach is different, or maybe they change against us at home. But we have to learn how to find the sweet way to create quality chances, and I think today we did it.
Right, and then obviously it demands being strong defensively, which you guys were down center backs. You had to bring Guilherme out of position. But what did you like from what you saw defensively, and particularly Guilherme sliding in to center back position?
Well, I think one of the things we said before to come out to the field, one key is going to be communication, because we had a new back line, and then a player like Guilherme, playing in a different position that he usually does. And I think collectively, with communication and with support, we helped him a lot. But he had a hell of a game.
So was it a conscious effort then, a strategy to let San Diego have so much of the ball? I think it was something like 3-1 possession, but obviously, I think even though, San Diego had more shots, I think Austin created the bulk of the quality chances.
Well, we try in the first half a different defensive shape because they are really, really good playing central. They had a lot of players centrally, really good quality players, very clean with the ball. They can play in tight spaces, really good on combining. And this is why we did, we play with more central midfielders today, just to control the midfield. As it was the first time we did it, I saw that it was moments that we could build more pressure, but because we didn't work much, we struggle on that. On the other hand, we won the balls where we plan to win it, and these allow us to get transitions. And the game plan was, when we don't have the ball, force the opponent to play inside, that we have numbers to win it, and then from there transition, create counterattacks to create goal scoring opportunities. I think it worked well in the second half because they adjusted. During the first half, we came back to the 4-4-2 until we felt like with the 4-4-2, having Buka and Jader, that are more wingers, we start losing a little bit the control of the middle. And when we brought, even before we brought CJ, we changed to a 4-5-1, having Buka and Obi in the wings, and then Owen. First it was Owen, Ilya, Danny, and then after Nico, Owen, and Ilya.
And then just a little curious about Bukari's performance. Obviously came off the bench where he had started last week. I don't know this necessarily, but just wanted to put this to you. Is he observing Ramadan? Is he fasting? Is that having some impact on his game, or is there something else going on?
Well, I think I think sometimes players just need a reset. You need okay. There is things that he started really well, had a really good precision, was our top scorer player. But in the last games, we saw like his productivity. It was there, but his final decision or his final action is we have seen doing better than the way that he was doing. For today, it was more a game plan because I needed to overload, explain to him. And then I also explained to him and Jader, like, as the game went through, we knew they're going to take risk. And then we knew with the heat that we already had today, the games get so open, and it was good to have him and Obi to bring speed. And I think it worked very well on the offensive side, because he had opportunities to score. But players have moments, they're humans, Brandon didn't have a chance in the game against LFC, and today he could score a hat trick, And I'm really happy that he scored. And Buka, we couldn't find him in those situations, and we found him in those situations. Now it's about building his confidence, working with the player, and it's managing. It's not like bad or good. For me, it's more like it was a game plan design change. No.
How good was Owen today?
Sorry?
How strong, how well did Owen play today?
I mean, I think everyone can see how every single game he adds something else to his game, how he's becoming one of the important players in the team, how when things are tough, he's communicating with players. He's changing things on the field. He's communicating with the bench. And we just have to be patient with a young player like him because he's giving the right steps, and just we have to enjoy. How many assists he had today if our attackers scored the goals. It could be maybe a record in the league today. But he's providing a lot on the offensive side, but defensively he's working really, really hard. I think he's becoming that consistent, connected player that can make the difference in this league.
Were you surprised with San Diego's back line just, and sounds like not, but I mean, they were just begging you to play through balls, long balls, balls over the top, with how high they were playing and maybe loose?
I mean, I probably think that they also got surprised with the defensive shape that we showed, that they probably didn't expect. They prepared for other things, and it was more on us that we surprised them than them like trying to figure out that. We also changed our build-up shape. We had a lot of players inside, and probably they wanted to be aggressive, but then we knew that they can be aggressive team, but we prepare ourselves well to break them. I think we were really good also in transition, and this is why it looked. I think we had the energy, we had the willingness to run, and it helped everyone, to look better on those situations. But if you look at San Diego's numbers, their numbers attacking and defending were top 5, top 6 in the league, and they are doing an amazing job. But I think today maybe we surprised them.
Yeah, congrats on the win, Coach. Vasquez looked to have a little bit higher positioning without the ball than he did last week against LAFC. Was that a deliberate strategy?
Who?
Vasquez?
Yes. We're learning. As I told you, I would like to have the crystal ball, and then, but I don't have it. And we're just learning, and I'm learning through every week. And thank God we're winning, right? But it's just trying to do my best to put every player in the best position to perform, and I think we're getting things getting close to connect all the dots and see a team that it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, and then you kind of touched on this, but started the match without Buka, without Obrian, without any natural wingers. Was the plan just to kind of overload the central and then hit San Diego on the break?
Yeah, and this is what I talk. It's as coaches, if you win, it looks like your plan it was amazing, and then if you're not, I mean, I wanted to try something different. I saw LA Galaxy game against them. I saw RSL game against them. They both play in a back of four, and they do a 4-4-2. They try different things and didn't work. And then we just came up with, as a staff, with this idea of it's going to be a midfield battle. And then we just need to have midfielders and win the midfield battle, and from there, grow in the game. I saw also against Columbus, they play 5 in the back, 5-3-2, and then against San Luis, they play 5-2-1-2, and they had more problems to get what they want. For us to not change everything and keep the 4, we decided to do it that way. But we'll learn from this to be better and try to surprise them the next time we play against them.
Nico, tener a Gallagher de un lado y a Comaneci es la primera. Primeramente, la alineación nosotros no nos la esperábamos, nos gustó demasiado. Tener a Gallagher y a Comaneci en los lados, ¿qué fue lo que aportó al equipo?
Bueno, yo creo que, mira, no sé si te has fijado, muchas veces cambiamos el juego de un lado a otro, porque San Diego es un equipo súper agresivo, metiéndote en un lado, pero deja mucho espacio en el otro. ¿Qué ocurre? Que para poder sacar el balón necesitas muchos jugadores cerca del balón y no necesitas tantos lejos del balón. Entonces, con que John Gallagher o Kolmanich estuvieran así, estuvieran abiertos en ese momento, yo creo que no serán suficientes y creo que ha salido bien. Nos ha faltado a veces que, claro, el cebo, ¿no? Digamos, ¿no? Siempre me gusta hacer algunas metáforas o analogías. Es como cuando vas a pescar y le pones el cebo al pez, ¿no? Como había tanto espacio, enseguida queríamos jugar hacia arriba. Entonces, John veía a Buka en la segunda parte correr o a Owen correr y le tiraba el balón largo. Y a veces, ¿qué es lo que hemos hablado ahí? ¿Cómo podemos manejar mejor cuándo es el momento y cuándo no para desgastar más? Pero han hecho un trabajo muy bueno porque es complicado, porque tiene muchos jugadores por dentro. Es muy complicado defender dentro primero y luego salir fuera. Los centros que han tenido nos han ayudado muchísimo porque no era un partido fácil para ellos.
Y dices que se va progresando y se van acomodando. Hoy no jugaste con dos de los DPs principales. El equipo subió muy bien. Esto significa, y dijiste que es el plan, que fue el plan para hoy. Significa que la próxima semana que tengas a los 3 DPs van a jugar, vas a cambiar. Esta alineación que, por ejemplo, se vio muy ofensiva, no es la que vas, no es la que quieres al final.
No lo sé todavía. Déjame disfrutar un poco de esto que todavía estoy recuperándome del susto.
No, es que de ahí
Pero tengo que ver más a San Luis. Jugamos con ellos en pretemporada, han variado algunas cosas. Quiero analizar bien con detenimiento a San Luis y por ahí decidir. Para nosotros, y este es un mensaje para todo, yo intento ser un entrenador justo. Y está claro que los DPs son importantes, pero para mí todos son importantes y yo estoy aquí para crear un equipo que es capaz de ganar y lo que intentamos es que utilizar las mejores herramientas en cada partido y nos enfocaremos de esta manera porque nos está yendo bien así y es lo prioritario es el equipo.
¿Te gustó?
Jorge, lo siento, pero todos tienen 2 preguntas la primera vez. Si puedes pasarlo a Eric. Muchas gracias.
Last, real quick.
No,
Is it just, I mean, every week it seems like John Gallagher finds another way to prove how valuable he is. What is it like to have a player like that might not have even been in, a starter to begin the season, but can contribute in so many ways?
This is what I was looking for. Me, it's not like starters or not starters. I think they're all good players, and then we coaches have the hardest task is to leave a player out of the roster or out of the starting lineup. We decided to start with Mikkel because he was doing well in preseason. We also were thinking on John Gallagher more as a winger and have him opportunities to play there. But as I said, like he is a guy that to have in the roster is very important because he can play multiple positions. He has experience in the league. He's a hard worker, a leader, and we're really, really happy. I'm really happy about what he brings to the team.
And then just want to ask about the play that kind of effectively won the game, where Owen had the quick kick set piece and then got that to Gallagher. Is that something that you talked about before in terms of keeping them off balance, in terms of making those decisions? Was that just something instinctual on his part?
Well, I think if we go back to the game against Colorado, the PK or the PK offside that it was drawn to Uzunis coming from a quick restart from Brad Stuver. It is something that we talk like the best set piece is the one that you see the opponent not organized, and then we talk about quick restarts could hurt. Not only San Diego, other teams, because players, tend to use the moments to have a fresh air and breathe and then go. It's something that we talk that if we have the ability to play quick, but we can talk it. But at the end, is credit to Owen because he's a player that has this instinct that street players have, that are more. Know how to play the other game, and then he did a really good job on that, and we're really happy that he decided that because helped us to score.
Precisamente cuando termina el partido se veía como que Owen estaba molesto por algo, se ganó el partido, pero ¿por qué todos se acercaron incluso usted 2 veces, a hablar con él? ¿Qué tenía?
No, él es muy competitivo. Y vive el partido con mucha intensidad y ha estado ayudando desde dentro del campo a organizar algunos aspectos que teníamos. Y bueno, para mí todos son hoy el hombre del partido y se lo he dicho a cada uno. Ha sido elegido Brandon, pero todos para mí y he ido a decírselo a él también. Pero él es un chico que tiene muy claro lo que quiere y es muy buen compañero y la verdad que está bien. Es su carácter competitivo y que, como todos, podemos jugar mejor y no quiere defender tanto, ¿no? Y al final tener el balón. No, yo creo que él va a defender lo que haga falta porque lo ha demostrado, pero es verdad que queremos encontrar un equilibrio mejor entre cuando tenemos el balón y cuando no. Y él simplemente es que cuando está cansado no se le puede ni hablar. Se cabrea tanto porque lo ha dado todo, está vaciado, pero estaba feliz. Estaba muy, muy feliz por el equipo, por Brandon que ha marcado y la verdad que muy contento porque está mostrando una madurez increíble.
Thank you, guys. Before we wrap here, real quick, I'm asking a phone-in question from Charles Bohm with the league. Nico, Charles asks, what's your perspective on the desperation and hunger with which Austin defended, particularly in the final minutes of the match?
Well, I think it's part of the building a culture, a team that in the difficult moments it comes together, and it doesn't matter how difficult it is, they get it done. And I think building that resiliency and that character, it gets a long way because none of the games are gonna be easy in this league. And then if we can keep doing that, if we have to play later, it's gonna be even harder. Then we want to keep that mentality. It's about building the culture of a team that wants to win, and if it's needed to defend everyone and hang in there the last minutes, they will do it.
Alrighty, we'll wrap it there. Thank you, Nico. Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome.